There's something sacred about remembering our own. The 2050 BT Awards was meant to be that kind of space. A moment to honor 25 years of celebrating black musical excellence. But that night, something was missing. Max Romeo, a man whose voice had carried revolution in its rhythm, absent from the tribute to those we lost. Angie Stone as well, nowhere to be found. Both artists had been fighting for what was rightfully theirs before they passed, and the silence around their names felt heavy with meaning. I think about how long we've been wrestling with this question of belonging. What we witnessed, though, wasn't new. It's the same cultural fracture that has quietly shaped our black community for over a century. Marcus Garvey saw it one way. Build your own table, he said. Own your own chair. Control your own narrative. Martin Luther King, on the other hand, dreamed differently of earning our rightful place at tables that already existed, of integration over separation. Both visions carried love. Both carried hope. But somewhere in the spaces between them, we have been still trying to figure out how to hold each other together. Equity versus equality. Two different dreams of freedom, but creating a divide that still runs through everything we do. Max Romeo's Chase the Devil didn't just influence reggae, it helped give birth to hip-hop. You can hear it in the DNA of songs that would go on to win Grammys. Yet somehow, the man who helped plant those seeds rarely found himself in the gardens that grew from his work. It makes you wonder, how many times have we witnessed this quiet erasure? Caribbean artists whose innovations became the foundation for someone else's success story, only to watch from the sidelines as their contributions become forgotten. It's not malicious perhaps, but it's consistent, and consistency has its own kind of cruelty. When I see black gatekeepers, our own people, make these decisions, my heart breaks a little. When we exclude our Caribbean and African family from the spaces we have fought to create, aren't we perpetuating the same patterns that once excluded us all? One quiet observer said, the invitations to Diddy's parties were guarded so tightly, not a single Jamaican, African, or Caribbean artist made it into the room. They were not just making a clever point. They were naming a pain that runs deep throughout our entire diaspora. The pain of being family, but not quite family enough. This question doesn't have an easy answer. But I know that love requires action. It means remembering that our strength has always come from our diversity. And yet again, it's not really about deserving anything, isn't it? It's about something more sensitive than that. When we gather to celebrate, when we create these moments of joy and recognition, are we seeing the whole family? Are we holding space for the truth that our most powerful music has always been a conversation? Voices from Kingston talking to voices from Detroit, rhythms from Lagos dancing with beats from Atlanta, melodies that travel across oceans to find their way into each other's homes. Because in the quiet moments after the music stops, I think the real question boils down to, how do we love our own? How do we celebrate in ways that heal rather than divide? How do we honor not just the famous amongst us, but the foundational, those whose shoulders we stand on and whose voices we carry into the future? It's Laing. I'm out.